Welcome to the first annual Global Monte Carlo 500. It's Ollie Low on pole from Toprak and Gavu. Then is Riley Watson from Tommy Yu and Enoch Yu. In 7th is Abdul Swaba from Sergio Gadia and the new livery TWG Andretti from Lavari Cabinet and Yana Santos running at the top 10. Kazuki Sim starts 11th from Louis Wakefield Harry and Gabriel from the Steel and the other scooter Red Bull Racing. And then is Arnold Yu from teammate Spike CB and Matthew Hart with his teammate DeVrat starting 18th. Then is U Cable from Jack Duffy and teammate Marcus Gohermi with the back row Henry Book and Nelson Bluxer. As we now head to 5 red lights for the GMC 500 is Ollie Low on pole, Toprak alongside him on the front row. All 5 lights go on and we go racing for the first annual Global Monte Carlo 500. Ollie Low in the 83 has a good start defending off Toprak in the 17, which actually allows Gabu in the 71 car to get past and up to 2nd place. Gabu is actually driving in the only Dams Lucas Oil car in this race. Of course, Dams is a single entry in comparison to every other team, which is a double entry as in both drivers. Guardia then in the new livery number 54 trying to get up the order. Enoch is in 7th trying to send it on Swawa, who himself trying to send it on Tommy Yu. Enoch actually dropped down from 6th on the grid to 7th, and now he's under massive pressure then from the 54 instead of the number 40 then Sergio Guardia now. Guardia himself is under pressure then from Lavari Camino, sends it down inside the chicane and up into 8th place goes the Jamaican drive. As there's now a yellow flag then as a virtual safety car is out for Tommy in the 45 who's out of this race. We're now on lap 10 then as we see U Cable for Invicta Racing comes into the pit along with Henry Bork as well. Let's see what Bork in the Nissan goes on to. He goes on to a set of soft compound tyres, while U Cable in the Invicta goes on to a set of hard compound tyres. So these two drivers are gambling that the track will dry as our leader, or not leader, our 2nd place driver, Gabu's coming in, along with Riley Watson as Toprak stays out. Most of the grid still stay out as there's a yellow flag for Swawa who is off, and he's collided at the main straight there with someone that is Lavari Cabinet who is out of this race. We're now on lap 17 out of 27 as there's another virtual safety car, this time for Marcos Gohermi in the 88 who is out of this race. Currently we see Nelson Bluxer coming through Raskas then as he hits the back of Gohermi, but that doesn't really affect Nelson as he gets his car back out on the circuit and no damage as well. Now on lap 19 of this race as we see Abdul Swaba closing onto the back then of Spike CB, Riley Watson having to go through traffic as well with Enoch Yu behind in the number 29 car. Sergio Guardia having to deal with the traffic of drivers as well, so we see some of them coming through then the chicane and into the tunnel. That's Versteel and Spiker CB in the 33 who's still under pressure then from Swawas. There's a virtual safety car this time for Yana Santos and Toprak who are out of this race as there's a red flag for that incident. We see also the Haas liveried car involved in that incident, that is Jack Duffy, as we see Enoch Yu coming into the pits then. After that red flag incident, we go back to 5 red lights here in Monaco for the GMC 500. It is Gavu now on pole, Riley Watson alongside him on the front row. All 5 lights go on, and we go back racing on lap 20 of the Global Monte Carlo 500. Gavu has a good start. Riley Watson's under pressure then from Enoch Yu heading down into turn 1, but it is the 71 who leads this race. Enoch is up to 2nd, passing the number 44 car. Both of these guys are F1 champions in fact, as we see Arnold Yu then up to the top 10. Versteel's in 9th with CB dropping down to 11th after Swawa gets up to the points main positions. Arnold then trying to thread the needle through and get past the guy in front of him, as we see Matthew Hart trying to get past DeVrat, but DeVrat has the inside line and the number 40 car holds on to that position. Meanwhile behind we see Gabriel then in the 36 in front of Louis Wakefield Harry and Arnold Yu with CB sending it down the inside of Swawa to get up into the points main positions. Brilliant stuff then from the Mexican. With 4 laps to go, we see Jack Duffy currently sitting in 14th place of the race as there's a virtual safety car for Abdul Swaba who is out of this race, as we see this Uganda driver then in the wall. With 2 laps to go, we see Louis Wakefield Harry then closing on Arnold Yu heading down into the swimming pool. Chicane is in the wall. Louis Wakefield Harry into the 1. The 23 is out of this race and he collects Arnold who is also in the barriers in the 25 AlphaTauri Ford car. Verstappen then in the Suzuki Red Bull Racing heading on to the scene as Arnold gets his car back out onto the circuit. As we're now on the last lap, we see Matthew Harlan still holding onto that 10th place, but Riley Watson has something to say about it heading down into turn 1. Watson, the British-Canadian driver, is through and up into the points main positions. The Scotsman is still closing onto the back of him as Watson closes in on the Ras. Sims is off along with Gadia. Sims has got his car going. But for the rookie Zimbabwe driver, Gabu in his second ever start will come across the line and win the first annual Global Monte Carlo 500. Inoki is going to come across the line then to finish in second place to cap off a brilliant weekend, and Kazuki Sims Takahana will come home to finish on the podium. There's the virtual safety car then for Gabriel, who's out of this race. Gardia finishes 4th from Arnold, Yu and Verstier. Biker CB will finish this race in 7th place as we see Watson and the Rat hang to the line. Watson gets 8th from the Rat with Matthew Hart running off the top 10. So here's the podium at the first annual Global Monte Carlo 500. Gavi for Zimbabwe and Dams Lucas Oil take the win, the only single entry actually, and they managed to get a brilliant result today. Then is Inoki in second place and Kazuki Sims Takahana comes home to finish in 3rd. By the way, Sims actually started this race from 11th place and he managed to finish on the podium, so that's a really good job then from the Japanese driver. And considering what happened at the Global Monaco Grand Prix on Thursday, this is a massive redemption arc for him. Then is Sergio Gardia, Arnold Uver, Steele, Spiker, CB, Riley Watson, DeVrat and Matthew Hart running out the top 10. Then is Jack Duffy and Nelson Brooks at the last of the finishes, with our non-finishers being Gabriel, Louis Wakeford, Harry, Abdul Swaba, Yanis Santos, Lavari Cabinet, Toprak, UK, Paul Marcos, Gohermi, Henry, Borg, Ollie Lowe and Tommy Yu. And that wraps up our GMGP and GMC 500 weekend. We will see you soon for the F1 qualifying as the IMRF returns.